asked to say a few words about AuroGlobal. AuroGlobal actually, the first coming up is 10 years long. Long maturation. It was in connection with sourcing our oneness. The first one we had in Nainital, Paradis had offered. And I was asked, Jaya, you have volunteers in AuroGlobal. It was from a small center in Gujarat, maybe my age or something. And she was saying, we need people, we have no young people coming. Please, how can you help us to do this? Then Paradis was every year bringing it up. You're supposed to get something happening with this sourcing our oneness. We don't see the young people coming. It was building harmony for sure. We were doing. I think we touched more than 2,000 people with the sourcing our oneness work. And the tools that we used all came from the Matrimandi and from Mother Simple, shared in those 5 dreams, etc. So I would ask in Orville, I would ask Sadi, can you not just put the other centers on your website also? So they say, yeah, it's a good idea, but nothing was happening. And then, in connection with the spiritual summits we had in Orville, there was a meeting online with people from who had been present. What can we do to make things move? And then one person, young person, said to me, you know what, why don't we make just think a website? And I said, yes, it's a good idea. I'll work with you. But you know how it is. Sometimes when you're young, you don't have that perseverance to move through. So it was kind of flipping back and forth. And then I kind of gave up on it for the moment. I usually put things on a side burner, let them sit there if it's not happening now. No. And then we had that meeting called by the secretary at your house. And suddenly I hear those 2 young men, 2 brothers, and they're saying, yeah, we want to support with the IT sales and online like that. And I hear IT and think website. So I can't disturb with my idea inside the meeting. But after the meeting, people are standing outside. And I go up to these 2 young men that I don't know. And I say, you know, I have a website which needs to be done. It's very important. I have no money to do it, but I really need help. So they said, yes. Vikram and Khan said, yes, no problem, just come. And it took me still some month, I think, or 2 months, or maybe even 3, because there's always so much work and, you know, happening. And then there was a moment, a person who came and kind of triggered. And I think that the very next day we met. And from that time, it has been flowing. Something came to me while I was sitting here during the meditation. And I think that is a very big truth in this work. Mother says about unity. She's very emphatic about it. She actually, in that one talk, she repeats it 3 times. She says, unity is there. If you feel it, you're happy. If you don't feel it, you're unhappy. It makes no difference what you feel because it is there. Because we all have the divine within. And that divine is always one. It cannot be cut into pieces in its isness. No. What we see, I see in this work, is that in what you could call the chain of command, Mother is actually the inspiration and the guide at each step, with each person individual. Not only for myself, for Vikram and Khan, but actually every person here in the company that have worked. Am I not right? Just close it. I don't know what they're called. We had some water work at Jimmy, which was a bit unexpected. So, all of you guys there in the back line, I think I every time felt that you were working from that inspirational Mother, not on a command from anybody, though there is a structure that one works with. But I have also seen this in Sourcing Our Oneness when we work together, that the leadership keeps moving. And there is always an openness and flexibility to change, which is never threatened by fear that, you know, they come, this is ours, where is the borderline, who is having any agenda. In the beginning, we could see there was a bit fear of agenda, no. But I think that has gone away to a very large extent, and people are very open. Secondly, We started this as a website to open up for volunteering to all the places that need, not just for AuroGlobal or for society or for ashram or like this, but actually that people would be able to see and feel called and go wherever. Today, this work, it doesn't come from us now. This work is itself unfolding and showing us a much, much larger picture. So you guys are having the challenge to do this, but it is absolutely beautiful. We are seeing that the field of integral approach, the supramental consciousness force which is there, is working so widely and so big. And we see that, for example, today, we have educational institutions from antenatal up to university. We have that scope today. It's very wide. I think we must have at least 700 institutions at different levels, schools, etc., that work with integral education. With that approach, we can start criticizing each other. That is not good enough. That has no place at all in this. It's actually happening. The government of India is very interested in integral education, in the shift of education which has to happen. So I think that we are now looking at many larger, bigger fields, making visibility, connection, all of these things happening. And I'm utterly grateful to Vikram and Khan, to Madan Sherwin always, to Vikram and Khan and their company for what has been happening and the realization which is taking place. And at Mother's feet, thank you.
I just take maybe 2 to 3 minutes to just sum up what AuroGlobal has been doing, what it started with, and what it is. We don't know what it will be doing. Things are unfolding by the day. We are actually giving it to her to guide us. So this is a presentation about the what has happened from the day we conceptualized that we have to do it up to now. This does not have any things of what we are supposed to be doing in the future because we don't know what holds good for us. So, brief genesis, as what Chaya told, it all came about with an idea to integrate in the centers. First about volunteering, then idea that these centers could be connected. These centers do not know what each other centers are doing. So this started with that particular idea. The only connection required was an aspiration towards the mother and Shri. It started October 2024. We launched it on 2025. We had around 30 centers with us at that time who were in this platform. In July, we crossed 100 centers, and we are now here, 15th August, trying to figure out where we are going. We have centers right now from around a few countries, I think around 13, 14 countries. We have centers who are part of this one. So basically, what's happening with this is the best example I was actually seeing about it yesterday was that we have a WhatsApp group. In that group, out of these 100 centers, I think more than 25 centers, they actually sent some photos of what each center has been doing on the Persian way. It might not be a very interactive, no one is saying very good or this, that. It's not that, but at least the people who are in a group, they are at least knowing what's happening around the centers. Um, so now we are trying to come on what this platform is all about. This platform, the most important part are the centers where we could have a global discovery is there. People can go online, they can search where the centers are. The centers even have a location as well. And the centers can be searched with name, country, city, or state. You can put in the country name, so all the centers of that country will be there. If it's India, state or the city as well. To make things easier for us to scale up when it will become bigger. So every center is being given their own dashboard where they can upload their own events. It is becoming difficult that they send us the events and we do it from here. So everyone is being given their own dashboard and they are able to upload the events. They are also able to upload the events. They are able to upload their volunteering, what she told, if they need someone to work, so they can upload, they need a person for this work, and what they can offer. If they can offer money, good. If there is an option that we cannot offer money, but we can offer you stay, we can offer you food. So those options are there. So if anyone is interested, they can choose from that. They can also showcase their products. If they have any handmade products or something, they can put it up there, but they cannot sell. They can only show that these products are there. The third is the most important thing for our things. We have categorically insisted that no one can ask for donations on this platform. You can showcase your projects, you can showcase your centers, everything is there, but please do not ask for donations. This is not a platform for that purpose. The events, once it is posted, a email goes automatically to all the centers who are registered with ours with the platform. And apart from that, people can come and also see what events are happening. Once there were around 35 or 40 events happening across the country, which was put up here on yesterday for the Persian Day. This is for the volunteers. A person can showcase volunteers if someone wants to offer their services. They can go see if the job that is required to be done is interesting for them. If yes, they can straight away contact the centers. So this is basically what the platform is all about. And we the mother's code of whatever you do it as a service to the divine. I think this is what we are here to do, and that's it. So if anyone has any feedback, any suggestions, it's always welcome. Only with that it can actually grow further. We'll have new ideas, and we could see if it could be implemented. Thank
you. So we open to discussions. Talk about it. Some centers can talk about themselves. You're most welcome to talk. If someone
Maybe you have questions.
questions or to discuss.
I have a question. You said the messages, the updates are going to each center. So there is a main email of the center or something, and then how did it spread to the rest of the people that are
That is
it's
the
going to
center's
each one of them, or it's going
No,
to
no,
them?
there's one center email ID, and if they have something to spread it across, it's
So this, they put it on their board on this website, or how do they publish it to that? They need to get email, or they publish it on their own, if they decide on their own area, and how is it being?
They do have a event dashboard. They upload it there, and it once it's published, it is being
So
sent.
they decide if they publish or not.
Yeah.
The local center decide in the general events.
You are from?
I'm from Hyderabad, Integral School.
Please be comfortable. You can actually talk from there. You'll be very comfortable. You'll be very comfortable, John.
My name is Prakash, and my children study in the Ashram school here. So a few years ago, we thought of this idea of having an integral school in Hyderabad. There is already a couple of schools that were there in Hyderabad, and many other schools that are there. But in Hyderabad, we thought of visualizing and creating something which is closer to the development of consciousness and education and stuff like that. We are there and thereabouts. It's been there for almost 12 years now. It's a school of around 50 children. It is not a charitable organization or free education. We charge fees, so parents come take up this education and go through this process. I don't know. We have various challenges, but at the same time, there is beauty and progress also happening. I don't know what is that you will want to hear.
No, just that. And if at all you think this platform, what it is now, and if you have some ideas, it's not only about now. After you go back, you might strike on some ideas. You could send us an email. You could make a call. Just give me a call. We are all ears. So
One of the biggest challenge that we foresee is, or two. One is teachers. Okay, how do we get teachers at this level? And this is a platform that can spread news, want, and reach to many people who are of similar nature can come and contribute. And also about the awareness among parents that what is that they want to do with their children. So uh, most most almost all are not aware that there is an education which is focusing on developing of faculties of mind, emotions, physical bodies, finding soul, and no one is aware about that. The awareness is very less, and that this can also contribute to many other things, which is lacking. And these kind of platforms, I feel, can be of great use, I suppose. And I think you said in a very short period of time, you have integrated with close to 100 websites.
no, 100 centers.
100 centers. Obviously, they will also have their websites, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a very rapid pace of growth. I hope it grows very fast.
I think that's
Exactly.
when you talk about education, because I think it was your school where teachers also participated in Gallipoli. So we had a small sourcing and awareness educational session for teachers there. No, that is some 1 or 2 years ago. No, I think that one thing which will come now is also the visibility of the teachers training, because they have had in Mirandisa, okay, teachers training programs. Their society surely must be having. In Orissa, they have very big time working with this, and Oroville also has. So that it is, and I visited Orissa, and then because of Unity Pavilion facility which we can use, I told to them, because I know that they have groups of teachers who come and students who come to Pondicherry for darshan and for visit. So I said, when you come, you just connect with Unity Pavilion 10 days before if possible. And then we will create some program. If you want an hour or half day or 1 day, we can do a program which we do for free for the teachers. from our side, we are committing to that, but also that we start to use the educational processes which are happening. And I can imagine that one thing which one could add to the website under the educational in that context is what the challenges we are facing and put it so that other people, because we have so many schools working with it, and it was very clear that in AuroGlobal we have developed certain things, I know, but I saw in Orissa that the level of devotion, what was coming through the schools, materially not so if we find as what we are working with maybe, but the devotional side so important. So we need to learn from each other because we have all been developing in our context certain things. So this, I hope that this website can really help the education to move forward very widely and that we use each other's experience. So thank you.
I want to ask a bit challenging question. So you are all talking about educating within the community, but if there is such a strong message, would not be nice to convey this educational message out if you make courses inviting teachers from other organizations or schools to be able to come and learn and actually convey the message across other schools in
It is there, it is there.
Yes.
This is included in the approach.
Can you use this website to market the courses actually? Because I am involved with 10 schools in India. I have 10,000 students and about 1,000 teachers, almost 1,000. And if they go here, you do all kinds of Montessori, this and that, and you become very good. I've never known, if I didn't know and I'm so close.
I think it comes very naturally. It's part of the work because it is an outreach. Yes.
How do you outreach it? How do you go across
Listen.
If I don't know, I have 1,000 teachers and I'm in here every few months in the holiday.
As things move,
It should take you from there. You
we
need
will
to
have so
target
many
20
more.
minutes.
It also spreads the word and it is open.
Hello?
I have never heard that our educational parts were closed in that sense. Sourcing our oneness, which I've been working with a lot.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Sure.
We always have it open.
Maybe you can use it to advertise. It's not enough to say it's open.
So I think this we will speak about to see how we.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I want to tell you, 50 people, that is too little. So you must be facing a lot of lack of funds and not enough people because you cannot fund enough. If it's a multi-age or you teach by group by age.
Multi-age.
Multi-age until a certain group, until a certain age, very soon you'll find out the growth they need.
Yes.
Different age. So unless you use online a lot of online teaching, you will unless you do, you will find their problem. They will move to other schools because they'll be lacking. They're lacking. So the thing is either you use this platform to get more volunteers and teachers, but then you need to give them a place to stay and whatever. They can come and then it will not be a regular teaching scheme. So the only thing is you bring people down, they teach for some time, the kids connect, and then they will do remote teaching. The same teacher will do remote teaching. You'll have a very good teacher from any of the schools who comes for a few weeks, get acquainted with the kids, the students, sorry, and then they'll remotely teach them. This is probably your only solution. And I'm talking from a big experience. I'm involved in 10,000 kids every. So this will be your only solution because otherwise you will not be able to fund it until it goes to a few hundreds. It's too expensive.
So I think that what happens, we are not there to fix all the things. We are there to create a space where actually people can start to see there are all these centers, there are all these schools, 600 schools in Orissa only. In order with 20 schools outreach and within Ashram School, which is the major school in the country, Delhi Ashram, which has the big mother school, which has Mirambika, which is a teacher's training center also, which has in Kshetra, they are working with the tribal youth very successfully. They also have in the Himalayas, they are working in the Tatarangar area with many schools. So you see, when we start to make this visible, and we also make there, because of course when you write what you're doing, the teachers training will be advertised also, which means that you open up. But we will not go out and advertise it like that, but it will move very fast as it's doing by word of mouth. So I think that it's like when we do the sourcing on wellness programs, we are not training teachers, but we are actually training human beings to function differently, which they take into the teaching. So I think that this is where we want to open the fields and let it happen.
Good philosophy. He's got the current problem. If he's got 50 kids, I can tell you he's got a problem. No matter what you say, he's got a problem. So the question is, do all the center help him? Or, it's nice to say slowly, slowly, but he's got a real problem now. It's not a problem. Even if he didn't say this, he wanted to say, but I'm sure that's the case.
No, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, next, anyone? Speak something. I would like to record empty plate. I'm talking about something,
Maybe you can say a few words about the business side, because it's something that we've always had.
Audience are not different. They will have a look at it, how they are being treated and they
खाली प्लेट चाहिए आपका जितना हम खाना चाहिए अपनी
वो सही देखे
कम करके लाइए
we are not.
आप इतना भर से देते हैं हमारे जो है तो
तभी इतना बॉडी फिट है ना हम लोग के जैसे नहीं हम लोग मारवाड़ी गुजराती है
No.
Stop this. Alex, stop this.
Actually, gusto नहीं एक टुकड़ा लिया एक टुकड़ा
No, I work in a school doesn't give me any money.
Maybe ढोकला only ढोकला कॉफी
What happens, the old man, the children of
there is a huge amount of interest that is generated without any advertising, without any awareness. That becomes so just create so we are pretty confident that we have financial 3 years we will reach using now the point is okay. So
In case you
now the thing is in order to create so many institutions
honestly
to be
yesterday's bank
do we have the interest?
to
Do we
guide
have
it.
the resources that we supply for it. What will happen is this organization are going and start doing it. And that will dilute the interest.
And ate without taking food bites. So